Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Please board quickly and safely. Our monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining us once again. You're here for ResortLoop.com, episode 43.
Woohoo!
Yay! I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar.
Thanks for hanging in with us. We've got 2 shows in a row in the same week. How about that, Bob?
That is, wow. That's a bar set way too high for us.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, my friend.
And I apologize. I don't know why I said woohoo for 43. I don't know.
You're a Richard Petty fan.
Exactly.
I went NASCAR.
That's exactly why. and the driving experience at Walt Disney World. Isn't
Absolutely.
That his? Richard Petty's, yeah.
I think so. All came full circle.
Yeah. I knew there was a reason why. That or you goosed me. I'm not sure.
What? I know the finger goose.
Just don't punch out, goose. Don't punch out. Oh my goodness. Well, we got a good, interesting show. Very topical for everybody today.
Especially in the what would you call it? The peak of summer.
The peak of summer, spring, late fall,
hurricane season.
Hurricane season. Just about any time down, other than I think February is the only time they don't have to worry about that in Florida. So, but before we get started, let's do some shout outs. What do you say?
Let's send them out there.
All right. I got one on our Facebook page, a new listener, Susan Buckley Brass, who's been fantastic. Yeah. Hey, Susan. She's been great to us. She has put a lot of stuff on Facebook for us. She really loved your pictures that you put up there for the cruise.
Susan, thank you very much. That was very kind words.
The Canada cruise, yeah. So she says, just listen to the new episode on the treadmill. That was, of course, episode 42. She says, love the Pinky story. I had to read the whole post on Facebook, on our Facebook page. What a great story. I was getting choked up reading it. Yeah, that was such a touching story.
It was a good one. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Thanks again, Sean, for that. She says, I look forward to more of you and your listeners' great stories. And we want to hear your stories as well, Susan. So don't leave us hanging.
Don't. We love them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a little quick one here from Dave Tupper. He's our friend from Hawaii, who we're constantly jealous of.
Absolutely.
But he is one of our listeners that has sent us a picture of where he listens to the podcast from.
Oh, very good.
Said he was listening to it from Camp Smith, Hawaii. He gave me a little smiley face here. And I'll just say, Hawaii apparently is the most beautiful state in the Union.
I got to agree with that. You know, it has a special place in my heart. So, absolutely love Hawaii.
I mean, there must be like Dole Whip stands on every corner.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, I figured there'd be like McDonald's or like Dunkin' Donuts out there.
It might be. I know there are coffee plantations all over the Big Island. I know that. So, I've got one from Matthew Wallace on our Facebook page. He's a new listener. Thanks for listening, Matthew. It says, I began listening to your podcast a few months ago on, again, Stitcher.
Love the Stitcher.
You know what? I think we're getting a lot more Stitcher than we know.
I think I might have to give Stitcher a try. I don't know.
You're going to have to check that out.
I like my Downcast, but Stitcher's coming on strong.
As I have said many, many times in the past, I just do what you tell me. You are the guru, and I am riding your coattails. So whatever you tell me to do, I'll do it. If we're going Stitcher, I'm going Stitcher.
Okay.
Anyway, Matthew goes on to say, I really like your approach. It's down to earth and relatable. Did he just call me a hillbilly? What? No.
It's all in the interpretation, my friend. And I think he did.
Hey, I got family in Kentucky and Georgia, so I'm okay with it. It says, thanks for the hard work. He is from, drumroll, Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, I was just there a few days ago.
A stretch, yes, you were. For quite a while you were down there. So, Matthew, thanks so much for listening in beautiful Columbus, Ohio.
I will say I'm very thrilled that there's Tim Hortons everywhere down there.
Yeah, they are everywhere down there.
Love it. Anyway, and Chef Keith, our friend Chef Keith on the Twitter, sent us a picture. He was listening on the podcast at work, and he says, don't tell anybody. But get this, he was listening to it on Stitcher.
Get out of here.
I won't.
This Stitcher is making me crazy. That is so cool.
It is cool.
And I did happen to look at that picture. He has a Madame Leota on his desk.
I saw that.
Isn't that cool?
It is very cool. And he had the Vinylmations up there going on.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
The Ohio State Vinylmation, I think. Let me take a look. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Little Skellington. I love it. Little Pooh. I meant Winnie the Pooh, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
I was wondering where he was listening to us.
He's a chef. He's very clean.
We don't want any of those pictures.
No.
To us in that room.
Oh my goodness.
We have a couple of shout outs too to go. iTunes. A couple of our listeners went to iTunes, and we really appreciate that. S Brass 73 says, truly love the podcast. Enjoy listening to Tim and Bob talk about their experiences and their listeners' experience at Disney. Very upbeat, enjoyable show. Always puts me in a better mood after an episode. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks.
and she says, P.S. Hearing the sound of the monorail doesn't hurt either.
I agree.
Always. I know you gave me a little tangent here, but you gave me a CD quite a while back of some Disney stuff, and one of it was the monorail, the Loop.
Yes.
And this was way before Resort Loop came into being, and that was always my favorite part of that CD. So.
Oh, well, thanks.
Absolutely, thank you.
Went a little old school. I don't even know if people hand discs back and forth anymore.
The kids are going, what's a disc?
That's right.
They playing Frisbee golf?
Does a needle go on that? How do you do that?
I don't know.
We also had a nice review from, it was MS Jessica 1989.
I think I might know who that is.
Oh. Okay. But she says, these two men are a delight to listen to.
She's using that word very loosely.
Very, very. But says they're real people with real jobs. Well, that's true.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So they're much more relatable than many podcasts that are based in Orlando. They talk about great ways to save money in the parks, getting to the parks, and they include tons of stories and tips from their listeners from the Twitter and Facebook, which we love to do.
Absolutely.
And they said their show topics run the gamut, which we do. And their personalities are not as arrogant as some. Well, I can get arrogant if I have to. You know how I get, Bob.
I do. Your ego.
Don't even talk to me right now. Don't know.
I'm sorry.
I'm
sir.
here. You're here. Exactly.
I'm sorry, sir.
No, thank you very much. That's a lovely review. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we really do appreciate it. You guys have been just overwhelmingly kind to us, and we appreciate each and every one of you. We're trying to put out some good information and keep you guys interested and just have some fun while we're doing it. So thanks again for listening. Thanks for all the great words from everybody. We really appreciate it.
We really, really do.
Yeah. So what are we going to talk about today, Tim?
Well, we hinted on it at the open. We're going to deal with, or help our listeners deal with, something that happens almost every day in the parks, and that is what to do when it rains and rains and rains.
Can I say it?
You have to say it.
The deluge.
Yes.
That's all I got.
That's it. Good night, everybody.
Oh my goodness. Yes, and it rained every day. We were down there as well in the beginning of June, and I don't know for sure, but I think they have had one of the rainiest seasons this year. So I know we have had an awful lot of rain here in Ohio. So unfortunately, a lot of the country's not getting any.
Right.
I think we're getting it all. So, but,
it all runs downhill. It'll go south from here.
Yeah, they'll get it eventually. So, but yeah, we wanted to just kind of give you some tips and our ideas of things that you can do when it is raining, and it just about always is at Walt Disney World. So I have a question for you, Tim.
Okay.
Let's just go big right out of the gate.
Oh.
And what park are you going to? If there's let's go with a 70% chance of rain.
Okay.
You know, the odds are good it's going to rain that day.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you've got limited time to be down there like most people do. So you got to go to a park and use those tickets. Where are you going to go? What park are you going in?
I'm going, without thinking about it too much, I think I would go Magic Kingdom, to be honest.
I would too. I'm with you on that.
It's a much smaller park. A lot of the attractions are really close together. So if you do, try to sprint from one to the other, it's a relatively short, short jaunt, and you might not get as wet. So I'm thinking Magic Kingdom. How about you?
I agree, and I'll tell you why. The biggest reason for me is that massive. If you go when you're walking up Main Street and you go left, you can walk in just about the entire length of Main Street inside the shops.
That's a great call.
So you're able to, still do some shopping and stay out of the elements, at least until the storm blows over, if it's a short one like it is normally in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you. You can go over to Monsters, Inc., Laugh Floor, Stitch, Space Mountain's inside, Carousel of Progress is inside, and like you said, they're all very close together.
That's a good call. We probably need to reiterate, if you do buy something in the rain, you don't have to lug it around. As long as you're staying on property, they'll send it back to your hotel for you.
Absolutely, and I can't recommend that enough.
No.
It is such... Now, you got to be careful, because toward the end of your trip, they'll tell you, they're very straightforward about it. We got some silverware. My wife bought some silverware when we were down there, and they'll tell you, you're not going to get it today. You might not even get it tomorrow. You'll get it the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So they're letting you know, if you're toward the end of your trip, it's your last day there, you're not going to probably be able to do that. But if you're at the beginning of your trip, that is the only way to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you just go to your front desk at the hotel you're staying at on property, and it's waiting for you. You just got to sign for it and show your ID, and you're good to go.
A great service. And it's free.
And it's free. Yeah, you can't beat that.
No, not at all.
So if you're some of the other, since we're going to stay with the Magic Kingdom, and that's our favorite place to be in the rain, what other rides do you recommend doing, or areas of the park do you recommend being in?
Let's see, areas of the Magic Kingdom?
Yeah.
I would say...
Because I'm thinking right out of the gate, you're staying out of Adventureland.
Yes. I would stay out there, yeah.
Yeah. Other than the Tiki Room and Pirates, you're not going to do,
You're not going to do the Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise, jeez. Oh, it's been a long day. Yeah, Jungle Cruise, right. And Aladdin's carpet, you're not going to do that either.
No.
So where are you thinking the best areas to stay at?
I'm thinking Tomorrowland's a good one. Because once you get over there, you get the Laugh Floor, you can kind of walk under the People Mover track, maybe get to Buzz Lightyear.
Absolutely, yeah. I was thinking that too. You got that overhang from the People Mover. That thing's fantastic.
Yes. And from there, it's just a short jaunt over to the Carousel of Progress, which is a nice longer show. The rain might pass while you're in there.
Right. Yep. And you can, you can cut through. What's the restaurant over there with
Cosmic Rays?
Cosmic Ray, yeah, right, exactly. I don't know what I'm having some issues with my brain today.
Oh,
I can't remember.
It's another late night recording here in the ResortLoop.com studios.
And the heat is getting to me. I think I fried my brain.
Oh, I think we said it last time. It's Animal Kingdom hot here in Ohio today.
Yeah, yes, it is. So I like Tomorrowland. I think that's a good call. What about Frontierland?
Frontierland, that's a tough call because you got the two mountains there.
Yeah.
So from one to the other, you might, depending on how, if we're talking a heavy rain, well, you're going to get wet on Splash Mountain. So,
yeah.
Again, if you're a person who doesn't mind getting wet, don't let the rain slow you down at all.
True, exactly. And Frontierland's still, you're under some of the, they have The walkway is covered partially up against the stores and things like that over by Country Bear Jamboree and that. So
yeah, and you could duck in there for a quick show, let the rain pass.
Right, Pecos Bills, and now I don't know other than the rides, which would include, of course, Mickey's PhilharMagic, which is a good place to sit out some rain, and Peter Pan or Small World. I'm not sure you're going to want to spend a lot of time in, especially the new Fantasyland expansion, because it's pretty spread out.
Is it? You'll have to tell us about that because I've not seen it yet.
Yeah, it's they took over, of course, Mickey's Toontown. So when you get behind the castle there's the carousel, but Dumbo's no longer there. Now they have these arches that allow you to go into the new expansion area. And they took out that Pooh area and all of that, the little play area they used to have. And then you walk back into, there's a Belle meet and greet, and then there's the Be Our Guest restaurant and Gaston's little pub. But they're small. At least the pub is very small. Now, the Be Our Guest restaurant, they wouldn't let us even go in to take a look at it. So don't run over there thinking, well, we'll wait it out over here. Unless you have a reservation, you're pretty much stuck.
You were a commoner.
And then you get over, right, exactly. You have Ariel's ride, which probably would be okay. A lot of that, the queue is covered. So that probably wouldn't be too bad to try that. But it's so far away from the rest of the areas where you can escape the rain. I don't know. But again, like you said, it's all in your, it's all relative.
Right.
If you don't mind the rain, it's fine. And, I can only say one word, and that is poncho.
Don't be afraid to buy the ponchos, because once you buy them, you can take them on future trips. Unless you're us and you forget your ponchos and you have to buy them again.
Now, can I mention how cheap I am?
Yes, you may. Because this is always good. Listen, everybody. Right. Listen to this. Mark the timestamp on this podcast. You want to come back to this one.
For those of you who don't know, I am a cheap person. Tim calls me something else, but I am a cheap. It's okay. I embrace it. I am very frugal. Let's go with frugal.
Frugal. I mean it in the best way possible.
And I got to tell you, you can buy those little cheap throwaway ponchos for $1 at any of the, like we have Dollar Generals here, Family Dollar, or any of those types of stores, Big Lots, anything like that. You can always find those little cheap plastic ponchos for $1. And Disney's going to charge you, what are those things, like $8 or something now?
Yeah, somewhere around there, yeah.
More than that. So we always pack 4 of those ponchos into the backpack that we're taking into the park anyway, with water and cameras and all of that stuff. And if it starts to rain, they're already compressed. You just pull them out, you throw it on, you're good to go. At the end of the day, you just throw it away.
I could have sworn you were going to say you're going to have your kids wear like kitchen garbage bags and hefty bags.
I have seen that. I have seen that. And I'm cheap. I'm not that cheap.
Now here's a tip I heard from my wife. If you go to buy ponchos, this is a great tip, by the way, because she's brilliant.
Yes, she is.
Get the clear ponchos. That way, because if everyone has yellow ponchos, you can't see what your kids are. You can put the hood up.
Exactly.
Just a little tip.
Exactly. And that falls right in it. See, your wife and I are on the same page, because the cheap ponchos are the clear ponchos.
Yes.
So there you go. And you can still see exactly what they were dressed in prior to coming to the park. So yeah, there you go. There you go.
Excellent. Now here's another tip I have. I think this depends on timing, but you could pull it off. If you sense rain is coming,
yes,
and you have a lunch reservation coming up in like half an hour or an hour, try to get in early.
Ooh,
just show up. Maybe miss the rain. By the time you come out, the crowds have thinned out. The rain's gone past. And you can continue with your park touring.
That's very good. That's a great idea. And that's keep in mind, if you're going down to Walt Disney World, most of you guys already know this. The rain doesn't last.
No,
unless of course you're in a situation like we were in one year where the hurricane sat off the coast for 5 days.
Right.
It just kept dumping water on us. We actually did go swimming. That's another tip of mine. If you're at a resort, why not go swimming? I mean, you're already wet. If as long as there's no lightning or anything, they'll let you in the pool, and you can just go swimming, and you're already wet, so why not? But,
that's another good tip. If there's lightning, don't get in line for like Splash Mountain or Big Thunder. Something outside like that.
Right, and that was the other thing. They shut down a lot of the rides if there's thunder and lightning. We got kicked out of Tom Sawyer Island because of lightning. So a cast member came around and said, "Excuse me, but we have to get everybody off the island. There's been some lightning in the area, so we're getting everybody off the island."
We're going to put you on that flat raft with the tall mast and send you across the water.
Right in the middle of the water. And that's all metal. It looks like it's wood, but it's all metal.
Right.
You'll be fine.
Right.
You'll be fine. Just hold on to it.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? But we ended up bringing fast passes home because it rained or there was lightning when we had fast passes for Big Thunder Mountain. So we went back to try and use the fast pass, but at that point, everybody was trying to use their fast pass, and I think the fast pass line was close to an hour long.
Wow!
And the standby was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what if you're at Epcot? You're at Epcot, and some rain comes. Where are you going?
I'm going, but it depends on where I'm at in the park. I would head, if I was in Future World, I would go to the land.
I like that.
Because you got Soarin', you might as well wait in line for Soarin'. You can get some, lunch down there at the Sunshine Seasons. You got the boat ride. You got the movie. You can stay inside for quite a long time. Kill a lot of time there. Absolutely.
That is a great, great call. You've also got the Garden Grill if you want to wait for a nice sit-down meal. That's really good. I agree. That's a great one. Be careful because that's uphill, and you don't want to slip and fall. So
absolutely.
But that's a good one. I don't know if there's really any place other than Mexico that you're going to be able to really be inside other than the small stores that most of the countries have.
Well, you know what I've not
showcase.
Personally, what I had not even been in there a whole lot is Innovations.
You could kill a little bit of time in Innovations, but you're going to get bored real quick.
Will you?
And your kids are going to get bored real quick. Yeah,
that's probably why I don't go in there a whole lot.
Yeah, and the Figment ride is not what it used to be. It's not fantastic, but we
shed a little tear
all the time. Yeah, absolutely. I hope they can do something good with that. That's Epcot is a difficult one because it is so big and so spread out.
Right.
That I'm with you. I think the best place to hang out is going to be the Land Pavilion. Now, the other one would be the Seas with Nemo and Friends.
That's a good one.
That would be a good one. There's a lot to do in there. You're limited eating wise. All you're going to eat there is what is that? The Coral Reef.
Coral Reef, yeah.
Over there, yeah. So, you can wait for Turtle Talk with Crush. There's a bunch of stuff to do with the sharks from Finding Nemo. A little bit of educational stuff that you can do there.
Look at some of the exhibits that sometimes you just walk right past.
Right. And there's a lot of they've got dolphins and manatee in there now that are swimming all over the place, and that's always fun to check out. So those would be about the only two places. There's not a whole lot to do over at Test Track unless you're in line.
And again, if there's lightning, they'll shut that one down.
Right. That's true. I forgot about that. Yeah, because that goes outside. So Mission Space, again, the queue, there's a lot in there. The queue is inside, but other than that, there's really not a whole lot there. The stores are very small. So, Epcot's going to be a tough one for you. What about the studios?
Oh, real quick, I would say if you're in World Showcase and it rains,
yes,
head to your nearest movie.
Absolutely. Canada,
China,
France, China,
American Adventure.
America. Oh,
I'm saluting now.
I could spend hours in there.
Oh, I know it.
Just looking at the paintings, and right now they have a spectacular African American exhibit in there. And
cool!
It is so very cool. And again, if I ever can get our YouTube channel up, I took a bunch of video in there, and they've got these cool lanterns that you kind of turn the flame on, and it becomes a video right in the lantern.
Oh, cool!
And you watch something. Yeah, you learn something about a great African American that something that they did. So yeah, you could spend a lot of time in there. That's true. And you're right. The movies, you could definitely kill. What are those movies? About 20 minutes, half hour, something like that?
I think right around 20 something, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just enough time for usually most of the rain to get past, most of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's move over to the studios since we're going to take the boat. We said, oh my gosh, it's raining in Epcot. Let's hop the boat and go over to the Hollywood Studios because it'll be much better over there.
Yes.
No. I've been there when it's really, really raining.
Oh, I've been there during that actual deluge.
Oh, so tell me about it.
I think, would you take kind of the same general thing as Main Street, go in the one shop on like the right side and just walk your way up? At least to stay out of the rain for a little bit?
Yeah, you can do that. There's that one store that's pretty big. But once you get to the end of that street, you're in some trouble because at that point you're making a mad dash
somewhere
for the Great Movie Ride.
Right.
Because that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Star Tours, maybe. There's not a whole lot. They're going to close the backstage tour.
Yeah, I think at that point, if you don't, you're going to have to just put your poncho on and just
yeah,
go get wet. I mean, don't let the rain stop you, but just realize you're going to get a little wet and just go have some fun.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, you're going to get wet. The rest of the parks, I think, you're going to get pretty wet if it's an all-day rain, definitely, and even if it's an hour-long shower, you're gonna get wet at the studios, and definitely going to get wet over at Animal Kingdom.
Oh, and another good tip, and I've not done this, but if you have the room and you can pack it, you might want to throw in an extra pair of shoes.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Because if you get stuck in one of those major downpours and you're walking in like 1 inch water and those shoes get wet, they could be wet still the next day. So it'd be nice to have another pair of shoes.
Yep, absolutely. Now, this can be an opportunity for you if it's raining and not lightning, and you don't mind the rain. Why not let the kids play in those those water things that they have, like they have in downtown Disney or over at Epcot, where the water's shooting up and the kids get soaked anyway. Go over to if you're in, and again, if there's no lightning, they'll still have Cali River Rapids going. You're going to get soaked anyway.
Yeah, just go on them, have a good time.
So just have a good time.
Just know you can dry off. It doesn't burn like that holy water on me. I don't know.
It burns. It burns.
What's that sizzling noise? Well, I think it's time we have to address it, Bob.
Okay.
Animal Kingdom. What are you doing?
I am going to sit and watch over and over again Finding Nemo the musical. As long as they don't kick me out.
They'll kick you out because there's going to be a line of people waiting to get in for the next show.
Yeah.
Embrace the wetness.
I'm thinking you're going to embrace the wetness or just find a nice restaurant to sit in.
Yes.
If you're not close to Finding Nemo or Dinosaur, find yourself, duck into the Yak and Yeti or Flame Tree Barbecue and just sit there and enjoy a nice meal and some dessert and another nice meal.
Another dessert.
Another dessert. Because Animal Kingdom's a tough one. But again, if it's not a horrible rain and you don't mind getting wet, you were planning on getting wet at Cali River Rapids anyway, just go for it.
Absolutely.
Just go have some fun.
Now, here's another, before we wrap it up, Bob, here's another Tim Scott tip. And I've seen this happen. If you're driving your car to the parks and it's a convertible, before you go in the parks,
Yes.
put the top up and the windows up.
Really?
From the monorail, going from the transportation and ticket center to Epcot,
Yeah.
we were in a major downpour, and I looked down, and there was a convertible. Top down, windows down. It had to have had like 6 inches of water in it by the time they got done.
Oh, no.
So I know you're excited. If you have a convertible, at least put the top up if you don't put the windows up.
Or if it's a rental, get the insurance.
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness.
I had to share that. That just popped in my head.
That is awesome. And real quick, if it's going to be a rain day and you don't have to go into the parks, Downtown Disney's the place to go, because there is plenty to do there, and you've got that massive Disney store, and most of the stores are connected anyway. So just head on over there and have a good time. I got to tell you, when it's raining, I'm a big fan of the deluxe resorts.
I was just going to say, obviously, on a good rain, the Resort Loop.
Yeah.
You got 3 hotels, a monorail, you're not going to get wet.
Yep. And, if you are at Epcot and you're toward the front, maybe you've just taken a ride on Spaceship Earth, which is always good as well in a rainstorm. Hop onto the monorail and just head back to Magic Kingdom and just take that resort loop and hit all the resorts.
It might not be raining at the Magic Kingdom either.
That's true. Yep, absolutely. Those pop-up thunderstorms and Disney being as big as it is,
yep.
it might not be raining over someplace else. So
check the radar on your smartphone, see what's going on, adjust accordingly if you can.
There you go. I typically turn my smartphone off because it makes fun of me. So, I don't know why.
I know you're lying because I've seen your tweets. That thing is on all the time.
It is. It's smoking hot most of the time too. Gee. But I love it. Anything else? Anything we're missing on? I do know this, and this is another thing. If it is lightning, they will not run the boats.
Right.
We were up at visiting our buddy Michael Black. Hey, Michael.
Hey.
Over at Sasagula.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought, well, I told my family, I said, well, let's head over to the boats. It's raining anyway. Let's head over to the boats, and we'll just take the boat down to Downtown Disney, and we'll hang out there until the rain stops. And we walked through the rain to get to the boats. And, of course, the captain of the boat said, yeah, we're not running the boats because it's lightning. So
yeah, that can happen.
No boats in the lightning. So. And be prepared to feel like you're in a refrigerator when you go into that air conditioning.
Oh, you're going to get cold. You're going to get clammy.
All part of the experience.
That's it.
All part of the experience.
It's what we Disney fans bond over.
Well, I hope this helped our listeners out. I know this was kind of a quick one, and most of you guys already know this stuff, but it's always fun to go over what to do in the rain. And if you guys have any suggestions, what you guys like to do in the rain at Walt Disney World,
send them our
us
way.
An email. Yeah, absolutely. Facebook and our emails and all of that stuff. Please do. So
excellent,
Tim. That's all I got.
That's all I got as well. Excellent. I think we'll wrap it up. You can find me on Twitter. I'm ResortLoop Tim. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ResortLoop.
And I'm Resort Loop Bob on the Twitter. And don't forget to check us out on Stitcher and, of course, ResortLoop.com. And again, we always forget to let you guys know, if you want to send us a private email for whatever reason, you don't want to post it on Twitter or on our Facebook page, you got something you want to let us know about, but you don't want to let everybody know about.
Right.
Don't forget, we're Bob at ResortLoop.com and Tim at ResortLoop.com.
Yeah,
so,
we keep forgetting to mention that. But yeah, we always have that as an option too.
Absolutely. And keep sending us those pictures.
We love the pictures. Send us if you're in a park or wherever you're at wherever you're listening to the podcast. I'm loving seeing those pictures rolling in.
That is so cool. But please be careful if you're doing that while you're driving. We
yes.
had a couple of our drivers.
I'm saying a little prayer when I'm getting some of these pictures.
Oh, my goodness. So,
anyway,
as they say, always stay safe.
Absolutely. Anyway, I think we'll wrap it up right there. You're listening to ResortLoop.com, the gateway to the magic. I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar. See you, everybody.
Little does Bob know we're going to start the show right now as he goes to get water. Let's listen to him. Let's see what's going on in the background. I'll turn it up. Let's listen very quietly. Oh, here he comes. He's running. Oh, he knocked over the dog.
All right.